Hello, welcome to the Sewing Circle. If you're new here, my name is Leslie and this is my channel. This is my tiny trailer. It's my happy place. This is where I sew every week. And today I decided to do some filming in my trailer. I had one of my subscribers asking about the fire I had in my trailer. It was a little electrical fire and it's been resolved. So we are back in the trailer and I can do filming here when I feel like it. Now today's video is really exciting. It's 2 blouses made by the Pauline Alice free ONIL pattern. And I want to tell you how I did it for $5. If that sounds interesting, stick around. Before we get into the ONIL blouse, I want to tell you all about my organizing this week. I went through all of my patterns and I had them here and there in the trailer, and I was finding it very difficult to find my patterns when I wanted them. And I also have a pattern that's missing and I still have not been able to lay eyes on that pattern. But I went through all my patterns, organized them into pattern boxes, which I got off of eBay, and they're actually sold as comic boxes now. And if you're interested in that, I'll put the link below. But in going through all my patterns, I found that I have so many. And I was talking with my friend Grace from So Lovely with Grace, and she suggested I have a giveaway like she's been having on her channel. So if you're interested in a giveaway, this is what we're going to talk about next. Now, this week, I chose McCalls 8220, which is an easy blouse pattern, because I wanted you to also have an option to win a blouse pattern since we're making a blouse today. This pattern looks very simple. Look at the line drawings. The sleeve and the bodice are all one piece. You do have a button placket down the front, which I think that you could sew shut if you want to modify that and just put buttons on it and slip it over your head. This is a size extra small, small, and medium. Now, before we get moving on, I want to read the rules I have laid out for this giveaway based off of Grace's giveaway. For the giveaway rules, number 1, you must be one of my subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe now. Give this video a thumbs up. Every thumbs up and every comment helps support my channel. Answer the question for this week in the comments below by Monday, May 26th. I will reply to your message with the word recorded. This giveaway only applies to the United States and Canada. I will be drawing one winner on Friday, May 30th. I will ship your prize to you for free. If the prize is unclaimed for 7 days, then on the following Friday, I will go ahead and draw a new winner. I want to wish you good luck. Now, the question for this week is, what is the one thing that you use in your sewing beside your sewing machine and your scissors that is your favorite go-to item? Do you have something special that you love to use? Put it in the comments. I can't wait to hear your responses. Now let's get into the ONIL pattern by Pauline Alice. I love this pattern. I'm a size 42 bust, and so the pattern is done in centimeters and inches. So 42 inches, and I looked down at the finished garment, and for 42 inches, it says that the finished waist of this blouse is 47.5 inches. And at first I was like, I thought about it. I was wondering, how is that going to work out? That seems really big for my waist. But then as I got to looking at the pattern, and I saw that Gemini Stitches had a little review on this pattern as well, I realized that when you divide those inches around you, it creates a flounce of the blouse and it's not too full or too big. So go by your bust measurements for sizing this. This pattern goes from a 34 bust all the way up to a 52-inch bust. Now, when I went on Pauline Alice's website, they have so many patterns, but along with this free pattern, they have pattern hacks for this pattern. There's all kinds of ways you can remake this pattern into something different, even I think a dress. Check it out. It's a pattern worth picking up. Now, this pattern is easy. Like I said, it's beginner friendly. The pattern has 2 darts in the bust line. The neckline is lined with this square front and back piece that you sew together at the shoulder seams, and then it lays right side together on the bodice once it's sewn at the shoulder seams. You just sew around it to create this beautiful square neckline. Now, once I had sewn around my pieces and flipped it inside and pressed it, I went back and top stitched the seam allowance to my lining so that it keeps the lining from flipping out when you're wearing it. This is one of my new favorite blouses. It was so easy to make. I had so much fun making it. I went to the thrift shop and I bought this $4.99 shower curtain. It looked brand new. It was very white, crisp, and fresh. It had this beautiful fringe at the bottom of it. And I'll show you a piece of the fringe. It's like 100% cotton shower curtain. The fringe is 100% cotton. And I was able to get 2 blouses out of this one shower curtain. Now you can kind of see a little sneak peek of them behind me. I decided to use the fringe from the bottom of the curtain on the sleeves of the white blouse. And when I was all done, I found that I had enough fabric. So I took my remaining fabric from the curtain, threw it in a pot of boiling water with this beautiful daffodil yellow fabric dye, and created this second blouse. I did end up piecing the sleeves a little bit to get that last little bit of sleeve on each side out, but I'll put that right here for you to see how I did that. But it ended up being very simple to cut out, sewed them together, top stitched the piecing so it looked very much like part of the blouse. And I'm really, really pleased. I did not put elastic in the sleeves. I wanted them to just be loose and flounder. There's so many beautiful options in our thrift stores. You know, shower curtains, the fabric shower curtains are wonderful options. Tablecloths, some blankets, and sheeting. And you can use your fabric dyes. Also, you can use a tea dye and change the color of the things that you're finding. Another hint is if you find a piece of fabric that you like, but you don't love the base color of it, if it's got a cotton, if it's got a cotton base, you can dye it with Right dye. But also, Right sells a synthetic base dye that you can use on synthetic fabrics or fabrics that have a little synthetic in it. So don't bypass options that you have or fabrics that you might have in your stash that you're not really loving the color of. I recently went ahead and dyed a brown piece of fabric that I had gotten from my Fabric Mart haul, and I threw it in the washing machine with 2 different types of blue dye. I had a denim, and then I think it was like a sky blue. I also put in there this beautiful blanket I had that's just a very, very bright yellow that was not working for my bedroom, and I wanted it for my bedroom. So when I dyed all of that, the brown twill turned kind of a medium dark blue, and the blanket turned green, and it just looks beautiful. It's a green velvety. Yeah, don't overlook your options for sewing and getting fabrics. You know, it's amazing we can sew on a budget. It seems like it can be a very expensive thing to do, but when you start looking at your options and the things that you can pick up in thrift shops, online, even buying packs of sheets sometimes that are on sale is cheaper than yardage. So look into that. If you want to see my new blouses, I'm going to go try them on now and model them for you.